We're having a trend in the Muslim world right now, especially amongst the youth, and it's a very alarming trend. When somebody grabs the Mus'haf and he stands out there in front of the people and he explains the verse based on his understanding, these brothers do not realize that before this verse reached him, yani, that's what I mean, before he actually ended up reciting it and reading it, this verse passed by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This verse passed by the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. This verse passed by the second best generation, the third best generation. He needs to go back and find out how they understood it.
But if someone says, look, I know English, I'm competent, I pick up three different translations, I can read English, and I mean, I can decipher it for myself. I got a PhD maybe.
The Quran, Eddie, was revealed in 23 years altogether and some month. And a lot of the verses in the Quran have what is called sababun nuzul, a reason for its revelation. We understand that the reason for the revelation is not what determine our understanding, our overall understanding of it, but the overall meaning is what determines understanding of the verse, determines our understanding of the verse. But yet the reason for the revelation grants you a criteria that can lead you towards the proper understanding of the verse. This is what the scholars say: ليس العبرة بخصوص السبب ولكن بعموم اللفظ. The important thing is, I think we should say this in addressing this matter. Dear brothers, dear sisters, the most famous book of tafsir out there, and I want to ask the viewers this question, your viewers this question: what is the first book that springs out in your mind when I ask you about tafsir? Is Ibn Kathir.
Yeah.
No question. Even though Ibn Kathir came after Ibn Jarir al-Tabari. Ibn Jarir al-Tabari actually is more known in the Muslim world amongst the scholars in particular. But why Ibn Kathir? Because Ibn Kathir followed that methodology. He would explain the Quran with the Quran, the Sunnah explains the Quran, the Sahabi explains the Quran, the second best and the third best generation explain the Quran, then you go after the language. This is the methodology that is followed. If you jump into the language, you're going to get in trouble, because you have to follow that, and then hopefully we'll explain more of this.
So now I mentioned a lot of non-Muslims doing this, who are not really sincerely looking for the truth. They're looking to oppose the truth. But then you also you got a lot of Muslims doing this. So, I mean, both are being ignorant to the fact that...
Actually, a non-Muslim, at least you can say, come on, you know, you don't even know ulum al-Quran, the science of the Quran.
But now you're supposed to be a Muslim. You got to know. Okay, so we're going to, so again, before we leave, what are the steps again? 30 seconds. First one is Quran by Quran.
Quran explains
or even
the
before
Quran.
That, you're sincere, wanting to know correct belief. That
before you approach the Quran, you must have aqidah, belief system. You must have tawheed. You must have a good understanding of your belief system. Then the Quran explains the Quran. Don't pass any of that. The Quran explains the Quran. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explains the Quran, the Sunnah, the Hadith, the tradition of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then the Sahabi, because the Sahabi was there when that verse got recited, and when they didn't understand it, they would go and ask Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Sahaba passed on the knowledge, passed off the Quran, the Sunnah, the Tafsir, the Hadith to second best and the third best generations. That is number 4. After that, you can go to the Arabic language. But what happens? We have people jumping into the Arabic language, disregarding those 4.
Okay,
this is very dangerous.
We're out of time. How about for the not yet Muslims, the non-Muslims who open up and start throwing verses out there, try to discredit Islam? What do you tell them?
Non-Muslims, please. The Quran is very special. The Quran was revealed 23 years, not like the Torah, not like the Gospel. And for every verse, there is a reason for a revelation, almost. Now, you need to be aware of the criteria the verse was revealed because of, and that will structure your understanding of the verse.
Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah.